Stone Podcast.
I can't see where you coming from, but I know just what you running from. And what matters ain't the who's matters, but the ones who stop you falling from your level.
Coach Stone Podcast number 27. I want to thank everyone for listening to Coach Stone Podcast. I want to especially thank JC Hawks Radio, JC Hawks Sports Networks, BJ. Thank you so much. To all my listeners, I'm sorry for the hiatus. I had to shut it down in August due to my football schedule. We did really good. Rockford Boylan, we got over 4,000 yards of total offense with rushing and passing. I was very proud of them, and we got super far in the playoffs, so my schedule did that. Now remember, if you missed any episodes from last year, if you ever miss an episode, you can listen to them on iTunes and Stitcher. Look under JC Hawk Radio. Also remember, go to my website for more information about podcasts, blogs, books, football tips, and free PE games. Go to www.coachstonefootball.com. I also recommend when you go to my website, go to the bottom of my website for promo codes of all my products that I think would be good for you as a coach, player. Some of you will hear them during the commercial breaks during this podcast right now. Remember, if you haven't seen my Back to the Basics football drill manuals, I highly recommend them for drills and football content. It is on Amazon.com, hardcover and Kindle. There are 5 tackle books out now and 1 flag book, over 1,600 pages of football drills and content. Now, without further ado, it's been almost a year since my last podcast. I want to introduce Joe Kirsch, owner, founder, original developer of WatchGameFilm, also audience members. Joe also patented and invented a face mask helmet camera that can be used in full contact, and we'll talk about that later on the podcast. So any quarterbacks out there, running backs, linebackers, coaches, women, football players, men football players, high school, junior high, any level, players and coaches, you can't wait to hear about this face mask helmet camera. Joe, are you on the line?
I am. Thanks for having me here, Coach.
Joe, hey, I'm so sorry because that face mask camera is awesome. I know we're on about WatchGameFilm, but I had to put that in there after your whole owner, founder, original developer of WatchGameFilm, man.
No problem.
Okay, so Joe, here it is. I know you've probably never heard of the Coach Stone podcast before. It's been a while since because we've been on a hiatus. We're going to go with the rundown of the show. So we're going to start with the game plan. The pregame, we're going to you're going to tell us about yourself. Then we're going to do a kickoff question. Okay? After that, we're going to have a first drop. After that, we're going to go to a halftime, get some water, hydrate, get everything ready. We're then going to do a kick return question, a second drive question, 2-minute warning with your words of wisdom that you want to leave us with. And then if we get a chance, we'll go to overtime, and then it'll be the end of the game, and then we'll let everyone go. Are you ready to go, Joe?
That sounds great. Yeah.
Perfect. Here we go. Pre-game. Joe Kirsch, owner, founder, original developer of WatchGameFilm. Please tell us about yourself.
Well, we developed a company that does game film management back in 2008. And it's similar to Huddle and Crossover and some other products in some ways that it handles instant replay, film exchange, handles playlist and highlights and cut-ups. And so that's primarily what's been going on with us for the last decade. We have over 100,000 users, 500,000 films in our system, and we manage about 5 million video clips. So overall, the system itself is really designed to get video to everywhere that we can possibly get it on the platform. We're a company that's kind of built around an idea of unlimited film, unlimited users. And so who Joe Kirsch is and who WatchGameFilm is has been about streaming the film as far as we can. And kind of where we're going in the next decade is more into that, which we'll discuss hopefully in the coming podcast here.
Sweet. Awesome. Joe, do me a favor. Let's do this for anyone that's listening right now. They're like, they just heard the magic word, right? Unlimited storage. Okay, right? Unlimited storage. Please give them all your social media stuff. So if you don't mind, Twitter and Facebook, if you don't mind for the audience.
Yeah, so really the magic word to remember is watch game film. Twitter, we're going to be Twitter user watch game film. Or Facebook, it would be facebook.com. The account is watch game film as well, and the website is watch game film. Just 3 words put together, watchgamefilm.com, and there you'll be able to find us on all 3.
So anybody listening right now has a problem with storage or things like that, or what Joe just told you, what it is, and we're going to go more in depth. Go like it now on Facebook and Twitter right now. And then, Joe, before we go to our first commercial break, and I don't mean to do this to people, but just give them the website for the helmet camera, please. What's that?
It is actually our brand name, and what the product is Face Mask Camera. So FACEMASK, Face Mask Camera, one word, .com.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you, Joe. We are going to a commercial break. We'll be right back with Joe Kirsch, the owner, founder, original developer of Watch Game Film. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Coach Stone Podcast number 27. What legacy will you leave as a coach? The 3-dimensional coaching framework empowers coaches at every level to fulfill their transformational purpose by helping them become fundamentally sound, skilled at coaching the mind, and focus on developing the heart. Are you needing to take courses to meet professional development or recertification requirements? If so, check out the different online 3D coaching course offerings at 3dinstitute.com. You can even take the 3D coaching course for 3 graduate credits. Make sure you use the coupon UNITEALL to save 10% on your entire cart. That's UNITEALL, no spaces, all one word, at 3dinstitute.com. Back to Coach Stone Podcast number 27. I got Joe on here from Watch Game Film. Joe, here we go. Kick off question, man. And we're going to do 2 questions, if that's okay. I'm back now, so we're doing twice a month. Coach Stone Podcast is going twice a month. Back this, here we go. What is Watch Game Film for the audience listening today?
The big thing we are is film management for coaches, parents, and players. We allow coaches to break down the film. We allow kids to study the film and make highlights, and we allow parents and relatives to watch the film. So we're a way to push your film out, unlimited film, unlimited users, at a very cost-effective manner.
Awesome. Now, do me a favor. With that being cost-effective, now some people are going to ask about that. Do you have a price breakdown yet? I know it's been out since 2000. You said, what was it, 2008?
2008, yes.
Yeah, so what is your price right now? If someone goes, okay, I just liked it here. Coach Joe, what's the price right now? So give them the price or what you have for your thing.
Normal pricing for teams is simply $100 a year for full 12 months. And sometimes in youth leagues where coaches are only doing this for part-time out of the year, we break it down to a season for $50 a year. So basically they can run for their season $50 a year, $50 a season, which covers them across their whole season. And then the team goes dormant when they're in their off season. And when they come back, all their film and users are ready to go for the following season. So overall, our base product line at $100 a year or $50 a season is meant to allow coaches and systems to be able to pay for the product out of their pocket without having to charge the whole team an exorbitant price just to cover game film.
Okay, and right now, so I get this right, you have unlimited storage, unlimited users, you have that stuff, and then the next thing I would ask you, because we're going to go into other things, right? We're going to go into other management products with the next question. What made you come up with this invention of Watch Game Film?
Well, that's a kind of an interesting question. 2008 kind of just happened, not by choice, but just by direction. At the time, I was a high school football coach in Redmond, Washington, at a 4A school, which is about 2,500 to 3,000 kids. And if you remember back then, around film management, DSV was the largest product on the market, and quite expensive at the time. Normally, it was above $10,000. So the biggest problem for us at Redmond High School was the fact that DSV was central server, and it could only be ran at the school. So you had to constantly do all your film breakdown and everything at the school. Kids could only watch it at the school. and we wanted to allow film to be viewed by kids at home on their own computers. Coincidentally, at the same time, my day job was at Microsoft, and I was a developer there. And we were developing products, performance products for developers, including Microsoft developers, to use. So I kind of had a background in a way to make this work. The agent of change that came in is my wife was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer at the beginning of 2008. And so that's okay. It turned out well. She spent more time in the hospital in 2008 than out of the hospital. And so I took a hiatus from my first company that was developing product for Microsoft, and spent the days in the hospital with her. And then we had 2 young kids at the time. I think they were 8 and 5 at the time of her first cancer. And so then I'd spend the night, with the kids, and then back in the day at the hospital. So having all that time in the hospital, I started developing WatchGameFilm, I guess as early as February of 2008. And by August, September, we had a beta working of 2008 that we started to use at Redmond High School, and other teams and schools started to use it as well across the U.S., and we've kind of never looked back, and it's taken off since then.
Awesome. And with that being said, you've been around since 2008, you really haven't, you've grown, because I said so many users you have, and football was not a big one back in the day. I remember, for my audience members, and any USA football remember, in 2008 and 2010, Coach Konecki and myself, Coach Konecki was our head coach, we actually used WatchGameFilm Full Metal, and at that time, we thought it was awesome. And then we also used it with the Chicago Force, and I thought it was really cool. And then other competitors came out, and we have to go into their names, Joe, but and things like that. And now it's funny because later in the podcast, we're going to talk about how you guys are going to turn the corner with your company probably, and will, I truly believe, with all the new products and things you guys got coming out. So, does that sound right, Joe? Yeah,
things have kind of come full circle, Coach. When we started, we had a really good relationship with USA Football, and we still do. But at the time, USA Football was very heavy into technology, and they were making accelerometers that were going to go on players. They had playbooks that they had developed. They had a very large technical group, and all of this at USA Football was going on prior to the concussion discussion that started happening in the NFL.
Correct.
And so we were partnered with them, and we were kind of going down that road. And there was a lot of things that they were doing that we were seeing and wanting to align with. And so our effort at that time really started to come across a video platform and streaming. And there wasn't a whole lot of streaming at that time back in 2008, the way that we wanted to stream, how you see today in terms of Netflix and Amazon and Roku and all these devices that stream. We wanted that way in game film, and we wanted to be able to push the film everywhere we could. And so once the NFL got involved with USA Football around the concussion issue, USA Football had to stop. They put more of their focus on safety, and they started to shut down their technology division. And so that kind of, instead of taking us into game film management, similar to where Huddle was going for film breakdown on coaches, we went still more to an entertainment side of film distribution and streaming. So we feel like we're an expert in streaming, and we're kind of coming full circle around to the coach again to build a full coaching tool for him to allow him to have just what he would have on Huddle or Crossover or similar product, but at a much more affordable price.
Yeah, much more affordable price. Any ladies teams out there, overseas teams, I'm telling you right now, go to WatchGameFilm, like Facebook, like Twitter, message them, see if they can put up a demo for you or something, or a conference call. Joe and Becky Sharp would be awesome to do that with. Coach, let's do this. Let's go to a commercial break. I got a great first try question. You don't know about it yet, but the audience will know right after this commercial break, and also you. Coach Stone Podcast number 27. We'll be right back with Joe Kirsch, owner, founder, original developer of WatchGameFilm.
Safe contact, sound fundamentals. Tackle bar football is a safer approach that preserves the tradition and fundamentals of the football game. What is tackle bar football? tackle bar football is a safer approach to the game that preserves the tradition and spirit of the sport. Players wear traditional football equipment plus a tackle bar harness that holds 2 foam bars across the lower back. The defender must attract and engage with a proper form tackling technique while wrapping the ball carrier and ripping a bar from the harness. With this approach, players stay on their feet rather than taking the ball carrier to the ground. Tackle bar.
Coach Stone podcast number 27. We're back from commercial break. I want to thank Joe Kirsch, owner, founder, original developer of WatchGameFilm, for being on the podcast. And we've been back, and we haven't been back since August of 2018, but now we're back. Joe, here we go. First drive question. What makes WatchGameFilm different from the other film management products out there today? Joe.
I think that's a great question. I would say that what everybody sees immediately is a 2-word thing that we have, which is unlimited film, unlimited users. So not a whole lot of companies are willing to state that. And the second part that kind of backs that up, that everybody sees it, is another 2 words or 2 phrase, is simple and affordable. We kind of designed WatchGameFilm to be the Gmail of game film, and our goal has always been affordable. Affordable meaning $100 or less, not thousands of dollars. So we want a product that a youth football team can afford, as well as a high school football team. And I believe we got it with this. But that's not really what I see as different. What I see as what makes us different is the word I would use is openness. And that kind of comes from my Microsoft development background, is we're approaching this more as a platform and an open platform. So instead of having a closed environment that we're the owners and we control everything on, we're building an open API called Connect that allows everybody else to plug into it. So whether you're a camera company, you're a playbook company, you're a data analysis company, heck, you're even an individual person who wants to make extra money breaking film down for somebody. All those features are going to be on our open platform called Connect. And it's similar to Amazon services in a way that when you buy our product at $100 and use it, you're going to have this outside community that is not ours and that we are not making money off of, that have their services integrated into our product to enhance the product, to enhance the experience for the customer. So our Connect scenario is going to be a great open platform.
So let me ask you, I don't mean to cut you off, Joe. The Connect scenario thing, when will that be off? Listen, Coach Stone, we're not doing nothing. It's April, right? I want to break down film for someone overseas. And so this thing will be like, maybe if I did it, I'm not saying I am going to do it, but if Coach Stone will do it, he would put a price for one game right on there. And then I would do that for them, and they would give me a rating, and they would show my rating. Is that how it would work?
Similar in the rating, yes. But really what it is, the best way to say of what that would work is, yes, you plug in what your game price is, and they're able to order your services through our product. And the money for that service goes directly to you. We take no commission or no fee off of that. It's a sale directly between our customer and you. So we are building our product into 2 levels. One is 1XL, and the other one is a 2XL.
1XL, 2XL. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Go ahead.
That's okay. For the platform itself, the platform Connect is going to be offered on both products. So if you want to break down film on 1XL, you'll have the same ability on Connect to subscribe to those services as you would on 2XL. And why we see this as a great scenario is there's a lot to go into the product. For example, again, back to my Microsoft roots, we started an early adopter program, which is to build a community, to allow a community of users to come in and help us define the product, build the product, and review the product before it actually goes public. So we have a large early adopter community that is kind of working with this already. And we get feedback from them to say, Coach, I absolutely need a playbook. At a minimum, I need a playbook, and I can't afford to buy these outside ones. So this is a great example. We understand from the early adopter community they need something. So we are building a basic playbook that integrates into our software that's used with common tools such as Microsoft PowerPoint that will allow coaches to build their own playbooks on our platform. However, that's a basic to cover everybody. What the beauty of the Connect platform is it would allow companies such as Playmaker Pro or Just Play Sports or whoever wants to come to our platform with their playbooks and sell those playbooks on top of it. So back to this enclosed system, we're not trying to keep competitors out. We're trying to bring the world in on the platform so that the coaches have the choice to choose whatever products they want. And how it helps our companies at the same time when you do, let's say, sideline video, that's a very tedious, expensive development project to take on to do instant replay. And there's companies out there that do a great job. So we're inviting those companies to be able to come in and sell their services integrated into our platform.
So I apologize for cutting you off, Joe. You got me excited, okay?
No.
If anybody has, I'm kind of excited. So really quick, and I got to ask these questions, so bear with me, okay? The Open Connect, when does that come out, supposedly?
Well, through our early adopter, people are working with it over the summer, and it will Connect platform will be available with version 1X in August.
1X in August.
And so they'll be able to order the services. Another example is what you had just described, which we call tag it services, which is the breakdown. And in other systems, you pay that the product company an exorbitant amount of money to break the film down, and normally that film is broken down in Asia by teams there and then delivered back overnight. And we don't really want that experience. We want an experience where the customer is getting a better product and someone's making something worthwhile here to be able to do that. So we already have kids who used to play college football that are looking for extra part-time work. We have coaches, high school coaches that want to do this that are no longer coaching. A lot of different options. And so
you could have. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Joe. You could have like a 6-time state championship coach that's not coaching at all right now, or like some coaches I know, John Merrick or Bronco, Coach Konecki. Those guys, if they want to break down film, if they're on Connect, you could hire them to break down your film. Is that correct?
Yes. And really, the nice part that comes down to is both parties are being satisfied in a very positive way. People are getting more experienced kids and adults that want to do this, and the people providing the service are now getting money paid directly to their account for doing the service. So I think it's a win-win, and we're looking at doing that across everything from, training video, training books, to tag it services, to cameras. So the cameras are integrated with our product, and you can run that through to live video streaming. It's hard to be kind of an end-all to everybody, and we figure the best way to be an end-all solution to everybody is to not be the only solution, to provide a platform that's so open that the rest of the world can plug into it. So that's kind of what Connect is, and I think that at the end of the day will be the biggest separator for who we are compared to other vendors.
So if I already have Just Play solution, I could just they'll be on Connect possibly, or Playmaker or the other ones you said, and they will have their service there. So then you're not paying outrageous amounts of money for this playbook that's already there, and it will be integrated kind of into your WatchGameFilm.com site, correct?
Yes, and again, I just want to preface that that's completely dependent on the vendor wanting to participate on our platform and be there. So
I apologize, Just Play, and I apologize, Playmaker Pro, but I just throwing those guys out there because I've used you in the past. So
yes, and we in our early adopter program, we have a lot of our early adopters going back to manufacturers of products and services that they use and pushing them to say, hey, there's a new platform here. And so we are talking to dozens of vendors right now about coming onto our open platform, and some very large ones have already come on. So it'll be exciting when we release that.
I don't know if we can tell the secrets yet, but if you want to, we can do it later, but maybe we could do that later or whatever. The question I have for you is this, and I apologize. I heard you say playbooks, and you got me all you said, so the 1X, how much is the 1X for coaches?
The 1X will be $100 a year for 12 months, or $50 a season.
Okay, but you're telling me, and if I faint, you got to yell at me, okay? It's $100 per season. Supposedly there's playbooks in there already, correct? There's going to be a playbook in there for coaches for free?
That's still up for discussion. That's definitely in our 2XL. We're working on determining if it goes into the 1XL.
Okay, so it might go in the 1XL. So so you have that, and then will they be able to draw stuff on the telestrator if they got the video going? Can they draw stuff?
Yeah,
on the 1X?
the common things across both systems. The 2XL is designed really where the 2XL is required is it's a multi-camera angle. So you need to stitch both camera angles together and look at end zone and sidelines, et cetera, et cetera. So that is really where the product starts to separate. But we're looking for commonalities to go across the whole thing. And one of the commonalities is film breakdown and telestration. So in film breakdown, we are supporting all the fields that Huddle currently supports so that playlists could be interchangeable between products. We've traded with Huddle for the last 11 years in our community, and it's gone real well. But we're looking to kind of step up our game and make it even more compatible. So breakdown will have all the fields for both 1XL and 2XL, and telestration will be in there as well. The question that we really start to get into is when we start to get into film and practice scripts and playbooks, we're still kind of moving that around of where the right place is for everybody.
You're getting there, but you're not. That's fine. I totally understand.
We're letting the community lead us.
Yeah, your early adopter program. We'll talk about that later too in the question, I believe. So the 1X, so I know, is this. So coaches understand this right now. That is $100 for a year. $50.
$100 per year.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I heard 100 because that's really cheap, Coach. And then the next thing is 2X. Do you have a price for that yet?
2X will be no higher than $500 a year.
And
unlimited film, unlimited users.
Yeah, unlimited film, unlimited users, multi-camera angles, correct?
Correct. And at this point, we could support up to 8. We are guaranteeing that we can support up to 4. To be honest, we're trying to find the people that want 8. We're trying to find out why, because they're not even at 8. So we will go up as high as we need to, but it looks like right now 4 is as high as we need to right now.
Okay.
And
Joe,
on top of that, Coach, that's high def film.
Go ahead. It's what?
That's high def film.
High definition HD film.
Yep, 1900 by 1280 at 4 megabit bit rate. So it's very high quality film.
Okay. What will 1X have that too, or just 2X?
1X will have it as well.
Okay, Joe, you got to tell me now. It's like Christmas in July, right? I mean, Christmas in June. I'm sorry, I'm already a month ahead of myself. Is that going to be how much is 2X? Oh, you already told me 2X, right? No more than
$500. Yep.
But do me a favor. When will we see 2X?
So that's kind of a nice part. Again, back in our early adopter program, you will see a preview of 2X August 1st. So August 1st, we are ready for high schools and youth teams that use one camera angle. We're ready to ship them product August 1st. For schools that use 2 camera angles and are more detailed around that, what we're doing is we're bringing them into our early adopter program, and there's a preview that they'll work with this August. And then our plan on 2X is to have it done and released for sale March 1st of 2020, which is usually the beginning of spring practice for most high schools. And this would allow to use that double camera angle product all the way through spring, be 100% confident that this is the product for them and it will serve their needs. And then they'll be able to cancel subscriptions and move into our product in August of 2020 full time. So 1XL is available this August 1st, and 2XL will be available for high school spring practice March 1st.
Awesome. Now, I got to ask you, so, and Joe, I know I'm hearing you, but I need to hear it again. So just tell me yes or no. At 1XL is $100, HD, unlimited storage, unlimited users, telestrator, put notes in, create a playlist, boom, right? $100, correct?
Correct.
And then in August of 2020, it's pretty much 2 camera angles right now, but maybe even up to 8, you're saying possibly. I don't know, but because you're asking coaches in your early adopter program. And then they're going to have a playbook in that one for free, and maybe XL1, maybe, correct?
Correct. Absolutely. In 2XL, it will support 4 camera angles for sure. And we may have a playbook in 1XL. We may not. It just depends where the community wants to go with it.
Yeah, that's fine. No, that's fine. But I just think this, $500 for sure, it looks like. 2X, playbooks, practice scripts, unlimited storage, unlimited users, possibly up to 4 kangaroos or more. Coach, that's awesome. Coach, I got to go to a commercial break and just get some oxygen because this is awesome. Okay, is that okay, Joe?
That's wonderful. Thanks.
Hey, let's do this. Let's just go to halftime. We're going right to halftime. Here we go. Coach Stone podcast number 27. We're going to halftime with Joe Kirsch, owner, founder, original developer of WatchGameFilm. We'll be right back after this halftime commercial break and halftime show.
Brunch, $30.
Hey, that's okay, Wendy. That was a good carry. You're still the man. You're the man.
Latte, $4.
Shake it off, Johnny. Rub some dirt on it.
New piano, $3,000.
All right, guys. They're not saying boo. They're saying movers.
Supporting your team, priceless.
All right, Bobby. You still got the best arm in the neighborhood.
There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
This is decaf, right?
Coach Stone podcast number 27. We are back from halftime with Joe Kirsch, owner, founder, original developer, WatchGameFilm. Joe, I know I just saw the new product. It looks awesome. And Joe, if you don't mind, for my users that use other video products, if I can get a link to put on there, like a little demo of you and me talking or whoever talking and showing it, I would greatly appreciate it for our Coach Stone podcast, if that's okay with you.
Wonderful, yes.
Perfect. And then I also want to thank you, Joe, what you said to me at halftime where you said, Coach, I see you on social media and you're tagging us too, and you're tagging other companies like your Second Skull, your Safe Clip, and things like that, and your Techo Tube USA, Techo Bar, and I got more and more to say, but I don't want to say, I apologize for all the other ones. But the cool thing is you said you give it to the players a lot. Now you want to give back to the coaches. So for anyone that signs, anyone listening today, if you sign with Coach Stone, Coach Stone Football, Back to the Basics, and we have a camp, Joe is going to give it back to the coaches. And Joe, what is it, a 3-month subscription to WatchGameFilm for free?
Yeah, well, we love your camps, and we started out in youth football, and we've grown up in through high school football. And so we have a lot of communities across the U.S. and Canada that are using our product. And I think this is a great way for you. We'd love, to offer season subscriptions. And that's kind of a neat thing where it's a subscription that handles the beginning to the end of a season for a football team who doesn't need it 12 months out of the year. So they'll have a free, full working product for that time through your camp.
Hey, Joe, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. We talk about laying the foundation with my camps, one drill at a time. You're laying the foundation with unlimited storage and unlimited users. So, hey, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank
Joe.
you.
No, thank you. Kick return question. Here we go. We're at second half started. Joe, what items, we talked about this in the last thing, and I literally had to go get oxygen. What items are coming to WatchGameFilm? The floor is yours, sir.
Well, we talked about kind of coming full circle, and what I talked about earlier in this podcast was how we stream and how we were focused more around Netflix and entertainment and getting the product everywhere. And that allowed us to have a cloud across the world of 36 servers to distribute this high-def film. So we feel that experience is what puts us above competition. Where we now are coming full circle is how do we serve coaches and how, for them using this product in order to compete and train, kids and bring them up more on a fundamental basis mentally of how the whole breakdown works and what they need to look for, et cetera, through telestration, film breakdown, and things like that. So what is coming in WatchGameFilm that you'll see in August through our 1XL and our 2XL is, first of all, film breakdown, which has over 50 football fields, starting from something as simple as ODK to breaking down more details of where the football is on hashtag, down and distance, and situational things for reports. Multi-camera angles, we're supporting at least 4 multi-camera angles. Playbooks will be built in, full telestration, as well as practice planning and practice scripts. So we're bringing in practice planning to allow you to break down for your coaches on a simple plan. First 5 minutes we're doing stretching. First, 10 minutes after that we're breaking into individuals, and here's how our individuals work down. So we want to kind of integrate everything from a full practice plan into practice scripts where you're able to print out your playbook on the practice scripts and run them in practice as a scouting offense or defense.
I'm speechless. I'm speechless. And then, Joe, let me ask you this question. And I think I asked you about, maybe I'm getting older and I haven't done these for a while, so I apologize to the audience. Can I get a sheet for the 1X and the 2X breakdown for the customers that are listening to this podcast, and we can do like a little thing for that too, besides a video too, if that's okay?
Yes, and I'd also recommend anybody right now to be able to go to watchgamefilm.com, and there's a feature list that is a feature comparison that does all the breakdown with the pricing as well.
Let's do it then. So why don't you give that to them again, Joe?
It's WatchGameFilm, watchgamefilm.com. And if they go to there, they can select features, and we have a comparison of our products along with the pricing so that they'll get all the details of what's coming.
Perfect. Let's do this, Joe. Let's go to a commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll do the second drive question, okay?
Well, wonderful.
Perfect. Coach Stone podcast number 27. I'm on with Joe Kirsch, owner, founder, and original developer of Watch Game Film. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Do you preach about ball security? Is getting better each day something you strive to do? Do you want to work to eliminate fumbles? The High and Tight Teaching Football is a revolutionary design football that encompasses virtually every method known to eliminate fumbling, thus maximizing your opportunity to be victorious. The High and Tight Teaching and Training Football is state-of-the-art patented football that gives athletes and those around instant, audible feedback when you are holding the football correctly, high and tight, thus closing the gap between the wrist and the body and the elbow and the body. Whether you're a player, utilize the wing tee carrying with two hands over the ball or a pro style against their body, High and Tight provides an audible alert when proper hold is executed correctly. Start to create habits that win games with teaching your players how to carry the ball high and tight. Order yours today at highandtight.com. Use promo code Coach Stone to save.
Back from Coach Stone podcast number 27. I got Joe on from Watch Game Film. Joe, second drive question. Here we go. Very basic, 2 words. Customer service. Tell us about it.
One number, 425-591-5889. And that's not a normal customer service. That is the owner's cell phone, which is mine. Awesome. Our customer service runs that way, and it will always run that way. So your customer service line comes to the top, and it goes down from the bottom where it needs to go. Sometimes that gets a little chaotic because I get numbers coming in and I don't know who they are, and I have to work through what's going on. But it's a wonderful way of doing it, and it's how Becky and I believe a company should run. Is you have to be focused on the customer, and your care of the customer is critical. And for us, our community has always been loyal, and that's been the funnest part of doing this over the last decade, is having a community that comes back to us every year, regardless of pricing, regardless of what features we're doing. There's a trust factor and an enjoyment factor of working with each other. And so you'll understand that quickly with our customer service.
That is awesome. Holy cow. That is,
yep.
I've never heard that with any company before. That is awesome. Joe, I got to go to a commercial break again. I apologize. Let's do a commercial break. We'll be right back. We're going to do a couple commercials. We'll come right back, and then we'll do the 2-minute warning, okay?
That sounds great.
Perfect. Coach Stone podcast number 27, Joe Kirsch, owner, founder, original developer of Watch Game Film. Here we go.
The safety of your players is more important than ever. As the game changes to protect the players, TackleTube USA is a leading way with the original innovative product design, not only to practice safer, but promote and teach the best tackling technique. Invented in 2009 by professional rugby player and coach Glenn Redmond, TackleTube allows the players to simulate real game situations, track and tackle a moving target, promote great body position, and improve technique and timing. Coaches in the U.S. and all over the globe are using TackleTube to promote a safer and more effective way to tackle. Unlike other bags that have a limited use, there are many ways to use a tackle tube in your practice, both in season and out of the season. Drills for every position. Tackle tube never needs to leave the practice field. Check us out at TackleTubeUSA.com or on our YouTube channel and all social media. Look for Tackle Tube USA.
Coach Stone Podcast number 27. We're back from commercial break with Joe from Watch Game Film. Joe, 2-minute warning, okay? Is Watch Game Film the only thing you invented? Go with
No, it isn't. It is not. I've had a very fun adventure on understanding the patent process because of the face mask camera that we developed a few years back. So the camera itself is a small camera about 1 inch high by 2 inches wide that mounts behind the face mask and can be used in full contact play. And we've had it used all the way up into adult football, including the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So it gives you a camera angle like you've never seen before, because no matter where the player turns his head, his head normally turns with his eyes. So the camera pretty much is as close as you can get to a player's eyes when you're wondering what they are looking at, because you're seeing it on film differently.
So it's kind of like Madden, where you have that, like the virtual reality, it's right there in front of you, correct?
In a lot of ways it is, yes. It just mounts right in back of the face mask. And so you can see over it, you can see under it, you can see around it. It's about, like I said, a 1 inch by 2 inch block right in front of your nose. It has a microphone as well, so you can hear the player. So if you have a middle linebacker who has to call stuff out, if you have a quarterback who has to call stuff out, you can hear the whole discussion. And what we found out is the video, we started it for video, because we as coaches could never understand when we were running 7-on-7s or we were running routes, we could never understand what the quarterback was looking at. And the most common sentence we had is, what are you seeing? Not what are you thinking, but what are you seeing? And with the helmet camera, we could actually see that really well. And the thing that was surprising, though, was we learned about leaders and about kids who didn't understand the fundamental of the play or what they were seeing, because all that discussion started happening in the huddle and on the play through the voice. And so you could hear linemen understand who to pick up and call it out to the next lineman. You could hear receivers come up to the quarterback and say, which side am I supposed to be on, when they didn't understand what the play call really is. And you could understand the quarterback, both how he had command of the team as well as what his lack of understanding was as well, because it was all verbally voiced out to the rest of the team as they ran the play.
Okay, I got to ask a couple questions, so bear with me. One, give us the web address to your face mask camera.
It is facemaskcamera.com. FACEMASK, facemaskcamera.com.
Facemaskcamera.com. I'm ordering one tonight. But before I order it, do me a favor. Tell our listening audience, how much is it?
$199.
$199.
There is a catch, Coach.
Oh, there's a catch. I heard it. What's that?
The catch is that we have been a research and development company, not a product marketing company. So rolling back a full circle to USA Football, this was one of the products that was under the development when we were working with USA Football and seeing where they were going with technology. So what we did is we have a limited amount of cameras. I think we have less than 100 cameras left on shelf.
Less than 100 cameras. So if anybody wants to buy one, Joe's telling you right now, once the 100 are gone, I think they're gone. Joe, is that correct?
Yeah, because our goal was to patent the technology. And that's what we did. We received a patent, I think, in 2016. We received the patent. And so we kind of initially got what we wanted out of the product, but we've had a lot of people hunt us down and say, hey, I heard that you have this product. And so we still sell it to the people that are interested, but we are at our last stretch of product line.
Of cameras.
And yes, and at this point we're figuring out, do we talk to a larger company that actually could serve this as a product, or do we become a company on our own? But regardless, that's going to take some time to come out with that second generation camera. So there's just
listen. I don't mean to cut you off. Listen, I heard the magic word. You got 100 cameras, right?
correct.
Left. Yeah, you got 99 left because I just bought one. I'm just telling you that right now. Okay? I just got one. 99 are left. So anybody else that's listening, you go to facemaskcamera.com and be one of those 99 because you already lost the one. I'm just telling you, Joe. Now,
that is
here's
correct.
the big thing, Joe. I needed to ask this, okay? With the product, 2 questions. Ready? 1, does it fit every face mask?
It's designed to fit Rydell helmets. So it was designed to fit the Rydell Speed helmet, and it will fit the Flex helmet as well.
Speed and Flex helmet. Hey, listen, and that's like you say with USA Football, right? USA Football is with Rydell. So when you guys did it all together, it was Rydell. So if you have someone that wears Rydell Speed and Rydell Flex, boom, there you go.
Yeah, and it worked out well because a lot of people at the time asked, well, what about Shutt? Well, at the time, Shutt was developing a helmet camera that goes above the top of the face mask right in the forehead, and the camera is actually built inside the helmet.
Yeah.
So it comes down to a patent issue, and we figured that since this is a race, we were better served to go onto the face mask to support more helmets than to try to compete on the shell, which we knew sooner or later Shutt was going to patent.
Wow, that's awesome. Now, the next question I have is this one. I apologize because I don't know much. I already bought one. I don't even know about this stuff because I know my quarterback has Rydell Speed or a Rydell Flex, so I'm good because I asked him that.
Yes.
So my question is this. What comes in there? Okay, so let's say I get the box, right? I don't know how big the box is. I got the box. I open it up. I got a little camera, correct? Do I have a memory card or do I have to buy that extra?
No, the storage card comes in and it's an 8 gigabyte storage. I think our camera is about, on an average, a 3-hour battery, 3 to 4 hours, so it handles a full game.
Yeah. That's why
kids can turn it on and off right then and there, so that helps save on footage and battery time when you have half times and
when they go on sideline,
yeah. And so what comes in the kit is everything you need. We have the mounting hardware. We even have a screwdriver, so you can mount it on the helmet. We have the camera itself. We have the power cords. It's simple USB, just like any other camera, so you can plug it into your computer. And it runs as a standard movie, uncompressed movie, high-def video. So the video quality is very good.
Joe, we're at 98 now. I just want you to know because I'm buying 2. I want you to know we're at 98. Okay, because here's what I'm going to tell you. And anybody that's listening to this podcast, Coach Stone podcast, you got to understand, I bought sunglasses with, the camera sunglasses, Joe. I had to buy
Coach, we started out. If you saw the designs, you would just shake your head and say, I don't know what this guy was thinking. So how we stumbled into the final product of the face mask, I don't know. But our original designs were some really bad ones, and glasses were one of them.
Well, I'm just telling you, I got some at Menards, and they were great, right? And the only problem is I buy them, and my wife got them for Christmas. She's like, oh, yeah, you can use this for football. I'm like, great, where's the memory card? No memory card. I had to buy it. You're giving an 8 gig memory card already in there. That's
correct.
Awesome. Listen, Joe, let's do this. I hate to do this to you, but I know we've been talking for a while. We're going to commercial break. We're coming back for overtime, okay? And I got to ask you
that sounds great.
Question, okay? All right.
Okay.
Coach Stone Podcast number 27. I have Joe Kirsch, owner, founder, original developer of WatchGameFilm. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Go Army Edge Football is a free game-changing app that allows coaches to draw their plays with X's and O's like on a whiteboard and then get the mental reps from the first person's perspective of any position on the field with real-time 3D graphics or virtual reality. Go Army Edge Football comes preloaded with many example plays and drills for concepts such as formation recognition and RPO reads. Any coach in any system can benefit from demonstrating in Go Army Edge Football, and every player can become a better football player with extra reps in the app. Go visit them on their Twitter or Facebook, insert at Go Army Edge.
Coach Stone podcast number 27. This is the first time back since August 2018 with Coach Capizito. Coach, miss ya. Hey, I got Joe Kirsch from the owner, founder, original developer of WatchGameFilm. Coach, overtime question. We only did this with Tackle 2 before. You get this overtime. This is the second time we've done this. What is the early adopter program? I signed up for it. I did my thing I had to do. Tell us what that is and what's the product time. I saw you talked about it a little bit, but please tell us more about it.
The wonderful thing about the early adopter program, again, rolls back to my Microsoft days as a developer, and that is bringing a user community in as a team to help design the product. So instead of us designing it in a silo and saying, we heard what you want here, you're brought into the design process before it started. So we put a set of features out. We have about 100 features that the early adopter community can upvote and downvote to give us priority levels. And then we start to get into each feature and we send it out to the community. Let's say it's film breakdown. And we say, here are the fields that we're going to break down. Here's what is important. What do you like? What do you don't like? What is missing? And so they get this whole feedback. And then what's nice being in that feedback loop is instead of waiting for the product, we give them mock-ups that they can start to just look at and visualize and ask questions. And so that helps us because we get better user experience before we actually start to build the product. So an early adopter community for us is an enclosed system that allows our customers, our closest customers, that want to be involved in the design process to actually have a say and have direct dialogue with myself and the rest of the development team.
That is awesome. And I've already done a couple of these questions, and I appreciate it. Now, the product time we already talked about, so we really don't have to go into that, but pretty much you're saying 1X is going to be ready by August. 2X is March 1st or March 2020, correct?
Yes, and again, just to go back on that, the 1XL is ready in August for use in games, in your season, for not only football, but basketball, volleyball, every other sport as well, August 1st. And the real separator is, do you have single camera or multi-camera? And if you have multi-camera, then through the early adopter program, we have a preview August 1st of our 2XL version, but that version will be ready for the public March of 2020 so that high school teams can use the product in their spring practice and have 100% confidence that it will work for them in their upcoming fall season of 2020.
Awesome. Well, Coach, here we go. End of game. I appreciate you coming on. Coach Stone podcast number 27. I want to thank Joe Kirsch, the owner, founder, original developer of WatchGameFilm. Also, JC Hawks Radio, JC Hawks Sport Network, BJ, for letting me come back. If you ever miss an episode, any of my old podcasts, you can listen to them on iTunes and Stitcher and look under JC Hawks Radio. Also, remember to go to my website for more information about my podcast, blogs, books, tips, PE games, everything at CoachStoneFootball.com. Remember, if you ever need drill books, back to the basic drill manuals, you can find them at Amazon.com. Coach, before I let you go and before I say my last thing, please tell us the websites for all three, the two items you guys invented and stuff, and the social media stuff. Go ahead.
WatchGameFilm, 3 words put together. Watch, W-A-T-C-H, game, G-A-M-E, film, F-I-L-M. WatchGameFilm.com is a website. On Twitter, it's the same. We're the user, WatchGameFilm. And on Facebook, that is our company account, WatchGameFilm. Our other product that we have is called Facemask Camera, and it is just the way I said it, Facemask, F-A-C-E-M-A-S-K, camera.com, and you'll be able to find product and order it online.
Awesome, perfect. And now, just so you know, you had 100, you've got 98 left.
98. Well, I'll note that.
Coach Stone podcast number 27. Joe Kirsch, owner, founder, original developer of WatchGameFilm. Thanks for being a guest, sir. Also, remember this, guys, and I'm going to leave you with this. Always remember instilling confidence by laying a foundation. Thank you, and have a great day. Coach Stone podcast number 27.
Coach Stone podcast.
I can't see